Well, let's go live now to Jon Brain, who's in Antalya for us. Jon.
Hello. Well, that meeting between President Obama and President Erdogan, just the first of a number of meetings between various world leaders to take place over the next couple of days as they work out a concerted response to what happened in Paris. President Obama describing the attacks there as having darkened the skies. Well, let's speak to Greg Stiles, who's a terrorism expert from the University of Sheffield in the UK. Greg, how has the attack in Paris changed what's happening here at this summit?
It's fundamentally altered the rhetoric of the summit. The summit was aiming to focus on economic issues, and in particular for Turkey, the migration crisis, but it has overwhelmed the whole media and the leaders' meetings. So when Obama and Erdogan are standing up and saying that they show unified support for France against the terrorist atrocities, the rhetoric has changed completely. And what you are seeing is perhaps calls from France, with President Hollande stating it's a declaration of war on France. You are seeing France calling for assistance, and it'll be very, very interesting to see if the other leaders at the summit step up to that plate. As yet, nobody here is invoking Article 5 or talking about Article 5 of the NATO treaty, but with a declaration of war, the last time we saw that was after 9/11 and President Bush invoking that treaty. So it'll be very interesting to see how far this is pushed now.
How far do you think it will be pushed? As you say, the rhetoric has been ramped up, but these leaders have so far failed to agree any concerted strategy. Do you think it'll be different this time?
No, I don't think it will be. I think you will find that the Obama administration is very, very reluctant to get more involved in another conflict in the Middle East. And in particular, with Russia's increasing involvement in direct military intervention, there is no one side to this argument. With Russia's support for the Assad regime going against everything that the European leaders want for the region, you will not be seeing a unified response. You will be seeing probably rhetoric surrounding hatred of the terrorist acts and condemnation of them, but no actual results from this summit from the leaders.
That's a fairly pessimistic assessment of what may happen here. Is there anything they can achieve? What about at least on the refugee situation?
There is some movement for something to be achieved there. The European Union in particular and Angela Merkel will be looking for Turkey and President Erdogan to make some progress there, to provide finance in order to stem the flow of migrants. But as we're seeing now following the attacks in Paris, the access that the terrorists have gained through Greece, they're being reported, is going to ramp up the rhetoric from domestic media about closing borders, about removing the Schengen zone, and you're going to see quite a lot of movement from the right across the continent to close down what Europe has developed over the last couple of decades.
Greg Stiles, thank you very much indeed. Well, a fairly gloomy prediction there, but certainly that rhetoric that Greg Stiles mentioned will be continuing, and we'll just have to see if there are any concrete proposals actually come out over the next couple of days. Now back to you.
Jon, thank you very much for that there. Jon Brain for us in Antalya.